there was like this was sad, but I didn't want to off myself. I mean, I'm being honest.
It's showtime, folks.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Into the Music. My name is Greg, and I listen to songs on Into the Music. The same for John Taskmaster and Andy Branch. Those are my partners on the channel, and go into our catalog and check out all the stuff that they're doing with each other, and also ones that they do with me. And I'm giving them songs, they're giving me songs, and all like that. But this time around, I'm actually going solo and reacting to a song requested on my Ko-fi site. What's Ko-fi? Go down below, click on the link, and it'll take you to a place where if you request a song, I guarantee I'm going to react to it. So Dave M knows that all too well, and Dave wants me to listen to a song by the band Low. I don't know the band, and the song is "On the Edge of." Definitely don't know the song. That song. And let's see, Dave, you're telling me that you're sending this to me following the sad passing of Mimi Parker, who's a drummer and vocalist with Low, and that it only seems right to suggest one of their songs, and you're choosing this one. Okay, well, that's sad. I don't know anything about the band, so I wouldn't know about Mimi, but on the other side, I'll make sure to pull information and try to find out what happened. And in the meantime, see, now I'm sad. Will this be a sad song? I don't know. I mean, the band is called Low and On the Edge of. I mean, all signs are pointing to, get ready for the Kleenex. Yeah. So with that said, Low, On the Edge of. I love the reverb on that guitar and the force behind it too. There's some distortion on that, but it's just the tone of it. It resonates so well. Wow. It's not a long song. I think I want to bring it back. It deserves it. Like that change. So is that Mimi, the person that Dave mentions that's passing away? Okay. I mean, I don't know how old these pictures are, but she doesn't look that old. Yeah, that's sad. All right, and that's her singing, right? Might be actually in tandem with a male vocalist. I'm trying to pick that out. Sounds good so far. Wow. Um, I never knew. I'm not trying to go for a joke here. I mean, I never knew that ooze would be so damn interesting. But those were just the way that they just took out the song. I guess with the photographs too that I'm looking at, very interesting photographs, some weather-worn faces, life-worn faces. There's some uh, life lived on those faces there. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Makes it really interesting, and just really nicely done. The way that just kind of it's sort of softly sort of takes itself out with those oohs. But I think like the effect, I wouldn't say damage done. um, I mean, I actually say that because the lyrics may not be really happy, so it might be something that's sad. It just sounds sad. It sounds like a really sad song. And whatever was really like needed to be said was said uh, before those oohs kind of took out the song. And yeah, but you could tell, but they weren't happy oohs. That's what I'm trying to get at. Just really damn interesting. It's the whole entire song. Let me gather my thoughts together a little bit more, try to articulate it a little bit better with some information about the band and the lyrics, and on the other side. So I find it interesting that just a few days ago, I reacted to a band that was requested on Kofi as well, a band called Slint. And those two songs, man, they were minimalist, minimalism, however you want to say it, very stripped down to the bone, um, minimal playing of the guitar, the bass, the drums, and all to really evoke this sort of sadness, this desperation, emptiness. I mean, that's kind of what the singer, I think, was feeling on those songs. Um, and it seems like that's what they're doing here. The big difference, though, is that, man, that guitar was like full and rich with reverb and fuzz and talk about edge. It had an edginess to it. So how could it be minimalist? Well, the overall song was kind of minimalist, right? That was, wasn't really anything fleshed out, full-fledged instrumentation. You had the drums and the bass in the background there, or um, the guitar was the main sort of instrument, but it wasn't like there was no like flow and rhythm section, anything like that. The instruments were really played minimally, um, even though you had that kind of fuller sound for the guitar. But again, I bring that to full sound because that just was so damn interesting. And I do think that if I keep listening, if I actually go to the album that those two songs were on for Slint, that I might get a better appreciation. But I've got to say though that if I'm just comparing to like this song, just the first listen, um, I don't have to work so hard. There was just something about this song. It probably was the guitars. I think the vocals too. All right. And is that Mimi who's singing? I think there was some uh there was another vocal, might have been a male who's kind of coming in and harmonizing. Um, I love the vocals, so there was like this was sad, but I didn't want to off myself. I mean, I'm being honest. Whereas with the Slint songs, man, that it really tried to make you as feeling as empty and hopeless as that singer sounded like and felt during those two songs. Where here, the sadness and the way the instruments are played and the vocals. I got to get into the lyrics, but I just it just didn't leave me feeling just completely black and dark and empty. And I think that's what I struggle with those Slint songs That's where I'm not struggling here, with this. Actually, I really like this. Um, yeah, really interesting. Dave, you really picked a good song here. And again, it's coming off or on the heels of Mimi's passing. So let me get into the band first. Um, so Low, American indie rock band, formed out of Duluth, Minnesota, 1993. Alan Sparhawk, guitar vocals, Mimi Parker, drums vocals. The band was a trio. Oh, who's the other one? Um, a trio. So who did I miss in the beginning? Was Mimi Parker, John Nichols, Zach Sarley, Matt Livingston, and Steve Garrington. And Alan Sparhawk is the only member uh, of the band, current member, I guess because Mimi had passed away. All right, so who is the other person? It says it was a trio, but it only actually mentions those two. Okay, I don't get that. And then let's see. So Mimi passed away in November of this year. Wow, that's really recent. Okay. The music of Low is characterized by, this is a wiki, by slow tempos and minimalist arrangements. Early descriptions sometimes referred to as rock subgenre called slowcore, often compared to the band Bedhead, who played this style during the 1990s, early 1990s. However, Low's members ultimately disapproved of the term slowcore. The vocal harmonies represent perhaps the group's most distinctive element. Yes, Park and Sparhawk um, uh, teaming up to really deliver really interesting vocals there. Critic Denise Sullivan writes that their shared vocals are, quote, as chillin' as anything Graham and Emmy Lou, right, Graham Parsons, Emmy Lou Harris ever conspired on. Conspired. Though that's not to say it's country tinged, just straight from the heart. Low style grew experimental over time, gradually incorporating elements of electronica and glitch on later releases while retaining their minimalist approach. So I didn't get that sound. So this might have been early, Low. So let me let me just find out when this song. So this was 2005, and it's off the album The Great Destroyer. Okay. Before I get into the lyrics, let me just actually get into Mimi's passing. Um, so this article here from the New York Times, Mimi Parker, moody alt-rock vocalist, dead at 55. Her influential band Low emerged in the 1990s, but its minimalist sound stood, well, was I right on the minimalist description there? Stood in sharp contrast to the anthems of angst that came to define the grunge era. Interesting. Um, so Alex Williams, who wrote this article, this was just a month ago. Mimi Parker, whose haunted vocals and spare drumming helped define the moody minimalist sound of a Low, died on November 5th at her home in Duluth, Minnesota. She was 55. That is way too young. That is way too young. I'm older than her. Her husband, oh, they were married, Alan Sparhawk, with whom she founded the band, said the cause was ovarian cancer. Uh, God rest her soul. Uh, Low, which was essentially a couple with a series of bassists over the years, released. I just don't know why Wiki identified this band as a trio, though. I Could Live in Hope was their first album, 1994. So this song is actually from an album in 2005. So Wiki said had said in later years it was like electronica that you would detect. I didn't detect that in the song. Um, 13 studio albums. They never had a hit single or platinum album, but its influence was felt. Robert Plant, the lead singer of Led Zeppelin, recorded an evocative version of Monkey, a Low song from 2005, on his 2010 album Band of Joy. Mavis Staples covered Low's song Holy Ghost from 2013 on her album One True Vine. also released that year. Following Mrs. Parker's death, Mr. Plant, Robert Plant, Justin Vernon of Bon Iver, and Carrie Brownstein of Sleater-Kinney were among the musical artists who spoke about her significance. Wow, okay. Jeff Tweedy, too, and right down the line. Okay, let me get into the lyrics. So, soft from your lips to the rise of your stomach. Okay, wow. That I love that. So like visually, the lyrics here are observing like the physical features of someone breathing. Soft from your lips to the rise of your stomach, your lungs filled with fingers, jamming words down my throat. Nothing to steal, we've got nothing to love, nothing to spill because, oh, we're so innocent. Oh, yeah. I don't think she believes that or they believe that when they sing that. Oh, on the edge of, oh, on the edge of. I could have built you a house on the ocean repeating and receding into the sun. Yeah, I mean, talk about flimsy and not really solid, right? Building a house on the ocean. So cut to you dead and now, cut to the laughing, cut through our bodies, and lastly into our oh on the edge of, oh on the edge of. And that's all the lyrics. Very interesting, maybe abstract, not really getting the full picture, but it doesn't sound, it sounds heavy. And there is some, um, there's something there. I mean, I mean, your lungs filled with fingers keep jamming words down my throat. Um, that's not, that's heavy. Nothing to steal. We've got nothing to love, right? I mean, there's something I really need to take from you, or something that really needs anyone needs to take from us because we're not really, we've got nothing to love. There's no love here. That sounds bleak. Nothing to spill because oh, we're so innocent. Oh, but that sounds sarcastic. Hmm. Dave, what do you think about the lyrics? What are you getting out of this? What do you know behind it? In the meantime, thanks for the song. It's really interesting. Um, I really need to find out more about Low. And with that said, Dave, you take care. Have a good rest of the day, night. And to everyone out there, please hit the like button if you like this. Sub with us if you haven't already. And I'll see all of you on next episode of Into the Music.